All right, so welcome to the On Fire Empire Get Started Right call for the month of September. I can't believe it's already September. Absolutely crazy, but we are so excited to have you here. We are so excited to help you get started on your coaching journey, or maybe you've been on your coaching journey for a while and you just want a refresher. And either way, we are so happy you're here. We're going to dive into the call. So I'm going to share my screen. And let's see. All right. Can y'all see our PowerPoint? Yeah? Awesome. Okay. All right. So what does it mean to be an On Fire Empire coach? So you guys, our business title as a coach, yes, we are selling something. We sell amazing fitness programs and wellness products and nutritionals, and that's super important because we have a really great toolbox to use for our customers. But the most important thing that we get to do is we get to mentor people to crush their goals. We help them bring people in to coach themselves and to help them find financial freedom, whatever that might mean for them, whatever that might mean for you. We get to be professional cheerleaders, accountability partners, sounding boards for questions when they come in, just help people stay on track. And what's really cool is that helping other people stay on track helps us stay on track as well. You may have heard that before. Coaching is like the ultimate accountability, and it's absolutely true. So what we get to do is we get to help our clients find products and programs that are going to align with their goals, and then we get to coach them through that. Our job, I always like to say, does not end with the sale. That's where it starts. That's where our job begins, okay? So one of the most important things I want you guys to think about as you are starting your health and fitness journey, as you're starting your coaching journey, or maybe if you've been on it a while and you're thinking, okay, I want to jump in on this coaching thing, I want you to dig deep down and figure out why you are doing this, okay? Everyone has a why. You may just not know that's really what it's called, but it boils down to the reason you started following your coach, why you decided to jump in, and it's what's going to make you keep showing up every single day and keep going. So your why for starting your health and fitness journey may carry over and be your why for why you're wanting to build this business. And it may be something completely different. For me, I started my health and fitness journey because I felt like crap in my own skin. I was tired of crying in the closet on Sunday mornings to get ready for church. I was tired of being tired. So that's why I started my health and fitness journey. Why I decided to build a business as I became a coach was because I didn't want to have to go back to a job that didn't bring me passion. Yes, I was at home for this season of life. I had planned on going back once the kids were in school, but I saw this opportunity as something that could keep me home where I wanted to be while still providing for my family and also giving me a purpose beyond being a mom. Now don't hear that the wrong way. Being a mom is the most important job I've ever taken on, the most important role that I ever wanted to take on, but it's hard. I don't know about you guys that are moms. Sometimes you feel like you lose yourself. This gave me purpose. All right. That was part of my why. This gave me something for me to wake up every morning really excited about. So I want you guys, if you have not already, I want you tonight to sit down and think about why you are doing this. Why do you want to coach? Why do you want to build a business? And I want you to dream big here, okay? When your why is big enough, the how becomes easy. And I want to say that I love this quote, whenever your why is big enough, the how becomes easy. But you guys, I've talked about this when I get started on our sneak peek call and things like that. Coaching isn't easy. I don't want any of you guys to think it's easy, that people are going to fall into your lap wanting to do things with you. It takes work, but the work that it takes is fun. We get to create relationships with people. We get to be partners with people in their most vulnerable state. Figuring out your health and fitness is really vulnerable. People don't want to talk about their weight or talk about that they're struggling with something, and we get to be those people that they entrust. So yes, it becomes easy because you know why you're doing it, but it does take work. All right, you guys? So as a coach, the things that you should be doing every single day to move your business forward and to stay on track with your journey are called the 4 vital behaviors. You're going to hear about these often, okay? The first one is being a product of the product. This means you are following a workout program, start to finish. You are following the eating plan that goes with it. You are drinking your Shakeology daily. You're incorporating the performance line. Maybe your kids are drinking Daily Sunshine. Maybe your kids take a box of Beach Bars with them to preschool for their morning snack like Weston does. But you need to be a product of the product. How can you expect people to get excited about doing this with you, to get excited about these programs, to know that they work, if they don't see you doing it? It's kind of hard. I will tell you, my business has taken off this year because I have been so consistent with being a product of the product and sharing that. We're going to talk more about sharing that later. But first and foremost, you take control of your own health and fitness journey by following a program. So if you've not picked out a program yet, if you're in between programs, if you're not sure where to start, that's where you need to start. Talk to your coach, talk to one of us, figure out the best program for you to do right now, and I want you to do it start to finish. Commit to it, okay? The second thing you should be doing is inviting. This tends to be the scary one. But all this is, you guys, is paying it forward. If you guys have fallen in love with this journey, have fallen in love with our challenge groups, or falling in love with our team, how dare you not share that with your friends and family? Like, why would you not want them in on this with you, right? I don't know about you, but anytime I go eat somewhere really great, or I see a great movie, or I read a really good book, the first people I go and tell about it are my family and my best friends. That is exactly what this is. We are falling in love with this lifestyle and what it's doing for us physically, emotionally, financially, and I want my friends to feel the same way about it. So we've got to go invite them, all right? And that's just meaning talking to people about what you're doing, asking them if they want to join you and do a challenge group with you, maybe join you and be a coach. Maybe there's somebody who you think would be a great coach. Invite them, okay? Our job, you guys, is not to decide what their answer is going to be, because so many times there are so many people that I've been like, oh, she goes to the gym, she doesn't need this. Or she's a doctor, she doesn't need the financial aspect of this. And I've been so completely wrong. Our job is to put this in front of as many people as we can to hopefully help bless their lives. And it's their job to decide if they want to take it or not. Our job is just to present it to them, all right? The third thing you guys are going to start doing, if you have not already, is read personal development. What this is, just like exercising every day, strengthens our muscles and just helps us feel better physically. Personal development is what strengthens our mindset and helps us be in a more positive attitude. every day. And I don't know about you guys, but I need that in general anyway. But especially when you are running a business like this, I told you guys it wasn't going to be easy, right? I told you it was going to take work. There's going to be some days that people may not say the nicest things, or people aren't responding to your messages, or whatever it is. If you're not reading personal development, you're going to peace out pretty quick. And what I hate when I see that is that it's like they quit before they even give it a shot. So you've got to strengthen your mindset. This is one of the things that has probably had the biggest impact on my life over the last 3.5 years, over the fitness programs, over the financial aspect. And both of those have been pretty flipping amazing. But the fact that I'm engaging in personal development every single day has helped me become a more confident speaker on calls like this, has helped me had some really hard conversations with my husband, which I would always like, I don't talk about serious stuff. It's just helped me become more aware of who I am, who I'm supposed to be, and it's helped me start dreaming bigger than I ever thought I should or could. So you guys, personal development is something you should start right now. 10 minutes a day. It's super easy. If you have Audible, that's my favorite thing to do. Stick my earbuds in while I'm getting ready, or while I'm in the car, or doing dishes or laundry or whatever, and just get 10 minutes a day in, at least. If you're somebody who does have the time and will sit down and read, then obviously bust out that book. We have in our team page, we have some great recommendations for your first book. I really like The Slight Edge for your first book. The Energy Bus is a great one. I'm not sure what's going on over here in the chat. Maybe you guys can help make some suggestions. Yes, thank you, Leslie. We said the same ones. And trying to think, Girl Wash Your Face is a great one. There are so many, but if you are unsure of which one to start with, make sure you reach out to your coach and let them know kind of where you're at, and we can help kind of guide you in the right direction of where to get started. But super important, you guys. The fourth one is recognition. And right now for you guys as new coaches, what this looks like for you is going onto your social media, going to your newsfeed, and love bombing the crap out of people on your friends list, right? So when people are posting, you're going in and you're liking their pictures and you're commenting on them. Oh my gosh, Jessica, what a great trip to the beach. I can't believe like you were able to get away with all your kids. How was it? Like, start a conversation right there on their post. Okay? Go and love bomb people. As you start growing a team, as you start gaining challengers, as you start being more involved in everything that's happening with the business, we'll be recognizing business ranks. We'll be recognizing people finishing programs. We're going to be recognizing people just staying committed to what they've said they're doing. But right now, you go love bomb those people who are following you. Okay. New coach checklist, you guys. In your online office, there is a coach breaking news every single day. Whenever you log in, you scroll down just a little bit and it's right there. So anytime BOD is down, anytime there's any glitches going on with like our systems, anything like that, that's going to pop up there. There's going to be reminders for any of our specials that we have going on this month, when those are ending. If there's any type of like promotional incentives for us as coaches, that's where it's going to be. So make it a habit to go in. You should be checking your office daily anyway, just seeing, getting familiar with it. Check your breaking news. There is a national wake-up call every Monday, 8 Pacific, 10 Central. And there's a couple of different ways that you can be a part of this. You can call in with the number. It's in your office. You can watch it Facebook Live on the Beachbody 411 page. which I have really enjoyed watching them live. And obviously, if you are at work during this time, or this is not a time that you can, tune in, the Facebook Lives are always there. And then there is a Team Beachbody podcast where you can go and listen to the recordings as well. These are great free training resources. They ask successful coaches every week to share some of their best practices. Sometimes they're super just motivational. Sometimes they're really specific about what they've done to move their businesses forward. But I make it a non-negotiable to make sure I listen to it every single week. It may not happen on Monday at 10 a.m., but it happens at some point in time during the week. We have our team calls. On Fire Empire team calls are the first and third Tuesday of each month right now, 6:30 Pacific, 8:30 Central. They will be on a Zoom call just like this, actually this exact link. They last about an hour, and we try to get guest speakers on here for you guys, provide some type of training. Sometimes we just need like a motivational pep talk, but it's a lot of fun to hop on, see everybody's faces, get surrounded, and really lean into this community, as well as learn how to move your business forward. So put that on your calendar. Again, if for some reason Tuesday night's a bad night for you guys or something comes up, they're always recorded, and they are shared within the team page as long as I can be on top of it. Sometimes people have to remind me. But another thing that's super important is staying active. Whenever you're an active coach, you are going to have volume building up underneath you, which we'll talk more about later. But just know that staying active keeps that volume there. If you ever go inactive, it goes out to zero, and you've got to start building up from zero again. So as a coach, you have to have 50 PV. As an Emerald coach, we'll talk about these ranks later. As an Emerald coach, you also have to have 50 PV. And then when you go Diamond, you have to have 100. And this PV, which is personal volume, can come either from your orders. So if you are being a product of the product and you're drinking your Shakeology or your performance line or your beach bars, whatever it is, this will cover your PV. It can also come from customer orders as well. So just wanted to make sure you guys are aware of that. As a new coach, you guys are going to have a ton of questions. Heck, I'm 3.5 years into this and I still have a ton of questions. So I want to make sure you guys are like, have a game plan of when you have a question come up, of kind of how you can go about finding the answer to get you the answer the quickest. The quickest way to get it is to go to the FAQ in the online office. There is a FAQ about everything imaginable. Go in there, you can type in the keyword Shakeology or challenge pack or whatever it is you're looking for, and most of the time you will be able to find your answer there. If you can't, go to the OFE team page. This is where you can lean in to ask questions, to get resources, to find our trainings, all that kind of good stuff. But if you have a question, go post it in the team page, because there are so many other coaches in there that will be able to pop in with an answer or send you in the right direction. YouTube is actually a great resource. There's a ton of very successful coaches who put all their videos up on YouTube. And of course, message your upline, message your coach. We put that at the very end, not because we don't want to talk to you guys, because we do, but I have found that, excuse me, I feel like I need a drink. I actually have my notifications turned off for Facebook Messenger and Instagram, because you'll learn in this business, you've got to set business hours. And so I don't see my messages right whenever I get them. So I don't get to them quite as fast. So some people need answers. That's why we want to point you in the direction of the other things first. Navigating the online office. There is a really great, simple video. I'll try to share it in the recording, like in the comment section of this recording. It's also in our training page that just shows you how to navigate through it all, where to find things. Do know how to contact coach relations. This is something, if something comes up with a customer or an order or commissions or whatever it is, you can call them, you can email them. Hopping on chat is the quickest and simplest thing to do. You can also do this through your online office. I think the tab is like contact us or something. It'll take you through a series of questions and it'll tell you exactly which way is going to be the best for your question. Make sure you're setting up your websites. If you watch that overview video, it'll walk you right through it. And the reason we want you to set up your websites, enter your before picture, is you're going to start qualifying to earn customers once you go Emerald. We're going to talk about this later too, but it's really important to have those there. Another important thing you want to go ahead and do right away is set up your direct deposit. And this is in your online office under the Manage My Business tab, I believe. You're going to go to set up my EFT. And what that does is that way, that first customer you get set up, that first coach you get set up on your team, when they get set up, you're going to get that commission straight to your bank account rather than waiting for a physical check. And if you wait for a physical check, you actually, I think they take like $2 out of your paycheck or something for postage and whatnot. So super simple. Even if you're like, oh, I don't have anybody ready to get signed up yet, I just tell everybody, just go do it. Just go do it. That way, whenever it comes around, you don't have to worry about it. All right, setting up customers or coaches. I should have coaches on here too. The easiest, only way I set my customers and coaches up is using Share a Cart. You can get to this through your online office also, but all you have to do when you're getting people set up is, obviously when you're talking to them about their goals, what they need. So along the way, you're going to be figuring out what's going to be the best route for them. So you're going to know what challenge pack they need or whatever other item they might need, what flavor, if they're getting Shakeology or Performance Line, Beach Bars, any kind of that stuff, you'll need to know what flavor, and then you're going to need to know their email. And what you're going to do, you're going to put their email in, it'll ask for their name, and then you can choose coach or customer. And then it'll just walk you through the process. You're going to send an email, and what happens here is the customer gets an email and you will also get the very same email. The first time I used Share a Cart, it totally threw me off because I thought I did it wrong because I was getting the email. So it's just one of those things, I guess, letting you know that yes, the email was sent. Another thing that I will do next GSR call, I'm going to share my screen and show you guys this, but you'll send the email and then a thing will pop up and it says copy shareable link. I always copy that link also and go back to wherever we were having that conversation, whether it was on Messenger or text or email or Instagram, wherever. And I say, hey girl, I got your order all set up. You should get an email to complete it, or you can use this link. Let me know when you get it done so I can get you plugged in. Just that way they're kind of getting it in two places. Super, super easy to use, I promise. All right, you guys, how do you earn? We talked about this a little bit in the sneak peek, so if you're in there, you've already heard a little bit about that. The first place you are going to see commissions coming in is just off of all the retail sales. So we earn 25% commission off of anything we set people up with, whether it's a challenge pack or a tub of Energize or whatever it is. We earn 25% commission off of everything we sell to our customers. Now, once you start building a team and you have coaches below you, you don't earn commission off of your coaches' orders like after they sign up, but what we do get from that is the volume. And that's where this team cycle bonus comes into play. It becomes the residual income in this financial, in the financial part of this business. All right. So as an Emerald, you'll earn $14 a cycle. Ruby, you earn $16 a cycle. Diamond, you earn $18 a cycle, diamond and above. I don't want to go into a ton of details with this because it can kind of sound confusing when you're not used to it, but I promise the more you see it start happening, the more sense it's going to make. Essentially, you're here, you've got your two legs. When one leg has 100 volume and the other leg has 200, that creates a cycle. And you just cycle out until you can't do the 100 to 200 ratio anymore. And $14 starts off small, you guys, but one, that covers your coach business fee for the month, which is awesome. And two, when you are growing a team of people who want to do this with you, when you're even growing a team of people who are just really enjoying the discounts and a mixture of the both, this is where the income is going to start just like blowing your mind, you guys. I started with a $14 cycle back in April of 2015, one cycle. Today, I earned over $1,300 in team cycle bonus alone. You got to build a team, essentially. All right, you guys. Okay. Also, you can earn what's called a Fast Start Plus bonus. So if you sign up 5 coaches within a 5-week period with Shakeology or Challenge Pack, you get a $100 bonus. So growing your team even a little bit quicker gets you those perks. There are quarterly Star Diamond bonuses once you hit 2-star, 5-star, 10-star, 15-star, and we're going to talk about those ranks in a minute. But essentially, that means you've got diamond coaches below you, but you can qualify for those bonuses as well each quarter. So there's several different ways that you can earn an income through this business. All right, Jessica, you want to talk to us about Success Club?
Sure. I'm hoping I don't get like a coughing fit because I'm kind of dealing with one, and I feel like you were doing earlier. I just went and refill my water. I was about to say, what's going on?
I'm trying to mute myself, but I can't find the mute button. So anyway, keep going.
Okay. So you're going to hear us talk a lot about this thing called Success Club, and the easiest way to break it down and explain why it's there is because the company put this something that you could actually evaluate your progress and see if you're moving in the right direction in terms of, reaching your goals with your business. Something, like tangible, but we tend to complicate it because you hear like SE5 and SE10 and all these numbers. And all you really need to know is pretty much everything you get to now, right? They changed. Okay. When you hear somebody has reached SE2 and they've gotten these 2 points assigned to them, all that means is that they have paid it forward to one person. And they have gotten this person set up with like the whole solution. And so typically it's getting somebody set up with a challenge pack that has everything they need with the fitness and the nutrition. That's the most common thing you'll hear us talking about when we're discussing Success Club, whether it's Live 4 or a 2B Mindset Challenge Pack. It's essentially getting them all the tools they need at one time and helping them start their journey. You can also get points from home direct orders of Shakeology and the performance, like bundles and beach bars. There's different things, and if you're not sure about if something would qualify for, those points, you could always check in the FAQ or ask in the team page. But the main thing that we want y'all to like wrap your mind around is it's simply a gauge of if you're moving in the right direction and successfully sharing the gift we have. And we always, when we have anybody that wants to at least cover their investment, their cost of their Shakeology, that essentially will break down to them at least hitting SE5, which usually they end up having 6 points because of the even number. That way, when you start hitting that benchmark, you'll know that first month you've not only made your investment back, but then each month after, if you're continuing to do those activities that are leading you to SE5, then you're also going to have people that are continuing on their Shakeology orders, and you get this compound effect. And so you end up covering your cost even earlier. And I know there's like a chart that shows this, but it's really incredible. I remember looking at it my first couple of, days as a coach, and it showed if I just hit SE5 for 3 months in a row, the income progression just from that alone was mind blowing. And so it was like, okay, so they have set this in place for me to simply know if I'm essentially, being successful with these little goals that I'm setting myself. And when if you decide, okay, I think I maybe want to do this a little quicker, then you increase that number. And so for me, I quickly knew I wanted to hit at least SE10. And so that's pretty much what I did right out the gate. And for me, I just knew that meant that I was helping at least 5 people a month joining me in that challenge group. I didn't even understand the other perks that came along with it at that point. We do have different, fun incentives that the company will give you if you hit, Success Club your first month or 3 months in a row and that type of thing. But probably the thing that really was just incredible for me is if you hit Success Club 5 or higher in your first 3 months as a coach, you get your summit ticket, which is our annual coaching conference, paid for. And I remember earning that and just being so ecstatic because when you're just starting out, it's so much to take in, and it's like you want to go to all the things, you want to do all the things, but just having that ticket paid for not only helps you gain confidence, and you could see, okay, what I'm doing is working, the company is rewarding me for it, and now I get to surround myself with all these incredible coaches at this conference. And I just think it's something that really propels your business if you make that success starter and that summit ticket a goal right out the bat. And then when you find out that you're able to earn paid vacations for your family, I know a lot of y'all have probably seen pictures, especially lately, of us surfacing in Mexico. That is a trip that was fully paid for, and we were able to bring our husbands, and you could have brought your kids if you wanted. We all chose to not go that route. But we have these incredible trips that, I know we wouldn't have gone there otherwise, simply because we set that goal every month to help at least 3 people, if not more. Sorry. And so it really, I feel like it's a non-negotiable. I know, I want my business to always be moving forward. And for me, I've got to at least be sharing with that many people a month and just linking arms with them. Not only to be able to have that impact, to be making that impact, but also for that accountability for me. You get that excitement of them joining you, and it's like you start all over again and you're pumped, and, it just keeps you on track. And so I know we've all been there where we fall short, but you better believe it's always a goal for us. And Haley kind of mentioned earlier, and I'll go into it a little bit later, but once you hit that emerald rank, you're eligible for leads, and that is determined by if you hit Success Club. And so with Success Club 5, you get free leads. And so if somebody goes and signs up for a free Beachbody On Demand trial, they will be assigned a coach. There won't necessarily be a commission associated with it, but that is somebody that wants to make a change in their life. And so you're essentially handed over somebody that you can now build a relationship with, find out their goals, and hopefully provide them with even more resources, and then you're getting a client. If you get Success Club 10, though, and you're at Emerald, you get paid leads. And so that means if somebody just went and ordered a Lift for a Challenge pack and they didn't have a coach, they will be assigned one. And so every day I log on and I see if I have a new customer, and it's pretty nice to get commission that you really have nothing to do with. And you'll be surprised how many, of those end up staying on Shakeology, or, they end up continuing their Beachbody On Demand membership. And so it's definitely a nice perk. I didn't really wrap my head around how many leads I got over the last 3.5 years until I started exporting my customer list into Google Street. And I was telling Trey, I was like, Beachbody has given me this many paid customers over the last 3.5 years. Like it's insane that they do that for us. So just another reason to put it, as a goal. Anything else you think we need to add to that? All right, I'm probably the worst to talk about social media. Thanks, Colleen. Okay, so I want to rest assured we have very in-depth social media training. For the sake of time, I'm just going to briefly touch on some things in regards to it. I know it's something that probably scares the death out of some people. I know it did for me. But what we want you to focus on when it comes to social media is finding where you're comfortable in terms of your thank you. Yeah, I'm so distracted, y'all. I'm like squirrel. I see comments and you got to find what platform you're comfortable with. And for the way things are now, for the most part, we all use our personal Facebook page and an Instagram account. And you do have to make sure that it's public. You want people to be able to find you. And I know that could be kind of scary for some people to make that transition, especially if you're like I was, and I was not very active on social media at all. But what we want you to really just concentrate on is we are simply sharing our journey. If you look at any of our social media profiles, we are just showing up every day in some shape or form. We're not always talking about our workout or nutrition. We're just being ourselves. I mean, and the more authentic and vulnerable you could get, the better, because people will see that you are a real person. I actually had a coffee date with somebody for the first time in person today, and she was like, I just had to see if you were really as happy as you are. And all of these people that you're with, are they really that happy? And it just was funny to me, because I think so many people are used to getting something totally separate on social media than what they get in real life. And if I'm having a bad day, I'm going to show it somehow, but you better believe I'm going to leave it on a positive twist. And so it's really just about honing in on what makes you you. Obviously, you do want to share the health and fitness part of your journey. That's what we're offering to people. They want to know that you're doing it and you're actually helping others do it. And so if you leave that part of the equation out, nobody knows that you run a business. But you do it in a way that you're simply telling a story. And we teach you that. And y'all are all welcome to look at our posting, get inspiration. We just really want you to understand that it needs to be you. Kind of get the vibe of what we put out there, but really take some time to sit down and list out what are some things that you could talk about all day long to your best friend? What makes you, light up? A lot of us, for me, I'm a twin mom. I have a history with anxiety and depression. I will sometimes talk about disordered eating. I have little things that I will sprinkle in fairly often, and people they see that trend. And so you want people to be able to kind of know what to expect, but it to still be a well-rounded representation of yourself. And it doesn't have to be all day, every day. It used to be more like that, and thank God it shifted. But you really just want to focus on quality over quantity, and sorry, and just taking a second to think: is this something that I am going to regret putting out there? I always want to make sure it's leaving people better than before they read it. I want it to be attractive and eye-catching and look like I actually put some effort into it instead of getting washed out. But, that's all things that come with time, and we help you, learn that. And we're going to, we're always welcome, like, for feedback if you're not sure, especially with your coming out posts. We, are we going to share Leslie's stuff? Okay. Leslie was so gracious to do an incredible post on crafting your coming out posts a couple of days ago, and gave some really great tips about how to write your first story, because that's essentially what it is. You don't want to just be like, hey, I want to do this thing with me. Like, you got to give people a glimpse of where you're at and why you refuse to stay there, why you're making this decision to move forward to better yourself, and that you're looking for people to join you. And so we're gonna, reshare that so that you could see it, but take the time, actually give it some thought. And what I always tell my new coaches, I want you to pretend like you are simply having a conversation with your best friend, and then put that on paper and couple it with a picture of you in some shape or form that is representing, where you're at. A lot of times, that for me, it's a picture with my girls. They are my reason for everything, versus like a quote or something like that. Like, people want to see you. They want to know where you're at, where you're going, and that you're looking for them to join you. But you are always encouraged to share that in the team. If you want feedback, we'd be more than happy to give it to you. And then that way we know to go and love on your page too whenever you do it. Want to add anything else? My throat is like, what are you doing?
No, I think you definitely covered all the points. We will bump Leslie's post. You've got me all choked up too. I know. We'll bump Leslie's post to the top of the page. One thing I forgot to say about like finding answers. If you guys don't know, on Facebook in groups, there's a search bar. So anytime, that's another great place to search before you ask a question, because lots of times there's been so many conversations about what you're wanting to ask. So I was just thinking like, oh, I'm going to have to search, coming out post or whatever to find Leslie's post. And it made me think I didn't say that. But I love that we get to use this platform to be something positive in people's lives. Like, I was telling somebody the other day, like I so many of my friends I hear complain about like the negativity on Facebook and how like they're about to cancel it, like quit getting on it or whatever. And I'm just like, man, you are friends with the wrong people, because my news feed is filled with such positivity, and it's because it's my coaches and my team and my mentors, and that doesn't mean it's always like rainbows and butterflies, that everything's perfect. Just like Jessica said, whenever we have bad days, we share that, but we're not complaining. We're talking about how we're going to overcome it and give tips on maybe how it worked before, whatever it is. So just remember that, like, we get to be a light in somebody's day. And you never know who that's going to be or when it's going to be. So just, that's such a cool responsibility to have. All right, Jessica, are you good?
I think so. It definitely gets a lot worse whenever I talk. Okay, so we're going to talk real quick about ranks, and I'm like trying to see if I don't screw this up. It's so bad, but it's stuff that I don't know, I forget the specifics sometimes. So if you're on this call, you are at least a coach, which is awesome. And Haley touched on how to remain active, because that is very important. especially when you end up getting to the emerald rank, because you do not want to lose that volume that you get accumulated. That is essentially like a savings account that you're just like waiting to withdraw from, which is pretty awesome when you start figuring out how much money you have like just sitting for you. But the first rank that, you know, is really significant, and it honestly should be a goal from day one, is emerald. And all that means is you have a coach on each side of you that has decided to link arms with you. And most of the time, one of those is going to be a significant other. And we have great information within the team page on why we recommend doing that. But I will just share, for my first month of coaching, I thought everybody was signing up their husband because they couldn't get anybody to join them. I'm serious. And they just wanted to go emerald. And it wasn't until a mentor broke down the maximizing the comp plan, and that's why you sign up your spouse. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that makes sense. So the day I watched that, I went emerald. I signed up my husband, and then I signed up a good friend. It's it's really just a decision. And once you kind of like understand why it's so important, and we kind of touched on some of the perks of it, you just make it happen. It's essentially telling everybody you're officially open for business, because that's when you're able to get those team cycle bonuses. You're eligible for leads. It's just, it shows people that you're serious. And it shows yourself that you're serious, because when you start learning more about the compensation plan and the potential, it's just something you can't, you're just hurting yourself if you mess around with making it happen after a month like I did. Yes, and Leslie touched on, you could actually do like your spouse and then like a parent. And I probably would have done that if I didn't already have my friend that was ready to sign up as a coach anyway. And we will have a Emerald in 24-hour call Monday, correct? That is going to go much deeper into this, explaining all the perks and different ways to get there. But it really is a huge milestone that just kind of lets yourself and everybody know that you're serious moving forward. With Ruby, you are simply adding another coach on each leg, so you have a total of 4, but one of those on each side is an emerald as well, so they have 2 people under them. Everybody pretty much skips Ruby. It's not often that you will see somebody actually celebrating a Ruby rank, because they usually just jump straight to Diamond. And Diamond is a very big milestone within the company. It's when a lot of excitement happens. It's when you really start having your own team and kind of stepping into that leadership role. And for me, it's when the fun really happens, I think. And then the higher you go up, the more fun it is, because you just end up having like this wonderful group of friends that are just like doing life with you, honestly. But Diamond is simply having 4 on each leg, so a total of 8, and then at least 1 emerald on each side. And depending on, like what your lineup is, like if you have a lot of working coaches, you could possibly get there without involving your spouse's account. But for the most part, a lot of us will actually set that goal of going Diamond, knowing that we control one of those emeralds. And so it's a lot easier than I think people make it this big scary goal, and it's really not. It's simply just going emerald over and over. And I think whenever you like tweak that wording, and it's like, okay, well, I just need to add a person on each leg and then just do it again the next week. Or it really just, it just goes a lot smoother when you kind of take that scary title away. But it definitely makes a huge difference going up to that $18 cycle. Like, you wouldn't think it makes a big difference, but it does. Okay. Is this pretty much wrapping up? Like, okay, that's what I figured. Because I don't think I could talk much longer.
Do you want to do it, or are you good?
It's good. If I start having an attack, just jump in. But just a recap with, so many of y'all are brand new, and I have to give two of my coaches a shout out. Sarah and Kylie literally signed up today and yesterday, and they're on this call, which is phenomenal. So I know your head is like seriously spinning, and I'm sorry, and I'm so proud of y'all. But what we want you to walk away tonight with knowing like what your goals are, because I know for me, I did not set goals for a really long time until I started getting into this coaching. We simply want you to pay this gift forward. And if you've been a part of our community for any amount of time, if the programs have changed your life, this should be really easy for you. I always, anytime I would get in my head on like reaching out to somebody, I would always remind myself of where I would be if my coach did not invite me. And I honestly don't want to know. And so I'm always reminding myself that, like, I am not in a place where I could be that selfish to not share this with the people I care about, or people that I'm coming in contact with that obviously have a need. And so that's why we word it like this, paying it forward, because it really is a gift. And once you immerse yourself in all of this, it is truly life-changing. And so we want you to start thinking of those family and friends that you love, that you want to simply help them live their best life. Because that's what it boils down to. Like, that is our job. We help people live their best life by plugging them in with nutrition, fitness, and community. It's not complicated. And if you're not sure on how to have those conversations, then let us know. Like, we have plenty of resources. We have plenty of scripts. We would be more than happy to help you. And setting that goal of at least Success Code 5, that would not only cover your investment, but it would also get you that first, if you're brand new, that first month of Success Starters. Start, taking advantage of some of those incentives, and make that goal of going Emerald. Unlock that potential of having cycle bonuses and getting leads. I mean, it really does create this snowball effect. And when you make that decision early on that you're going to, take this seriously, and even if it's just to get $200 a month, you still have to set these goals. It's not going to just fall into your lap. But you may surprise yourself, and you may make 1,000 like I did. And I did not anticipate that at all, you guys. But that for me was like, oh, okay, this could actually turn into something. I think I'm gonna keep doing this. And then you just fall in love with the process of it. And we always want your journey to be a number one focus. We've said it already. If you're not doing what you need to be doing for you, who's going to want to join you? I can look back whenever I have like struggles in my business, and it always points back to two things. I'm not doing a program the way I need to, or I'm not doing personal development. I could bank on it. If you're struggling with anything with your own journey, you need to be communicating with your coach so that we could help you fix it. And so we could get to a place where you could share this with others. And gaining that confidence. For the most part, none of us come into this feeling confident about what we're doing because it's so new. Nobody goes to school to do social media, for the most part. None of us went to school to do a business online. I never knew Beachbody coaches existed until I was asked to be one, and so it's a totally new ball game, and you just need to recognize that we've all started there. But the only way to gain that confidence and get over fear is by doing. and getting those early wins and seeing, okay, this really isn't that scary. I could do this. This is actually pretty fun. I'm helping change lives. And then your confidence just keeps rising. And the closer you're able to stick to your own journey, the faster that confidence is going to climb too. So, and of course, personal development is vital for that. And so if you haven't already started sharing what you've been up to, you need to. Again, we can help you with crafting that first post. But even before you start doing that, like, start talking to your friends and family. You could text them, you can meet with them in person, message them. You don't have to wait to have this perfect coming out post to start sharing this with people. I actually shared this with my best friend from elementary school before I was even a coach, and I had no clue that I was coaching, and she joined me in the challenge group with me. But I didn't think about it. I didn't even question. I knew she just had a baby and we both were miserable, so why not do this together? We so often overthink it, and you really just have to act like you're recommending a restaurant. Like Haley said, it's no different. And make that decision to go Emerald and officially unlock, those benefits, and say you're open for business, and message your upline with who you plan on putting in those 2 spots. Again, we highly, highly encourage you to do somebody extremely close to you that you could have control over their account, because it pays off big time. And I think, the training page. I was like, everybody's in OFE. But we want to make sure that like, this is just the fundamentals, the surface. We have so many other resources for you guys. And we have a training academy that is organized very well. It takes you step by step, like, start here, and you could look at different topics. If you want more on social media, if you need more on inviting, you could go to that specific part in the training and learn as much as you possibly want. And of course, ask questions in there as well. So make sure that we're plugging you in there since you've completed this aspect of training. All right.
Awesome. Look at that. Right at 9:30. All right. I am going to open it up. Anybody have any quick questions we can cover that did not get covered tonight? Or do you want me to just let you go and, like, let it all kind of sink in? We're so excited you guys are here. We're so excited that you took the time out of your night to join us on this call to learn more about how to grow your business and what to do moving forward. We know starting out as on your coaching journey can sometimes feel really overwhelming, and it can feel like there's so much to learn, and there's so much that needs to be done, and there's so much that you have to, like, get your ducks in a row and whatnot, that it paralyzes a lot of people from actually doing anything. My biggest piece of advice, you guys, is if your head is swimming after tonight and you're feeling like there's so much I need to learn, I want you to get off this call and I want you to just go share about your workout today. Just take action. Just start sharing. Just start talking to your family. The rest of everything else, you can learn the training later. You can learn the details later. You can learn how to set up your whatever it is later. But if you are getting paralyzed with all the information, stop it. Go read personal development. Go start sharing. That's my biggest piece of advice is you got to go take action. Any questions, you guys? No? All right. Well, I'm so excited you all are here. I'm so excited to see Figure Outable. Is that what you said? I'm so excited to see you guys rock September, and we can't wait to celebrate you guys moving your businesses forward in the team page. And Anyway, thanks for taking the time out tonight, you guys. And I hope you guys learned some more. It's being recorded. The recording will be posted hopefully by tomorrow. And if there's things you want to go back and watch, or if you have coaches who have signed up right along with you, make sure they come watch the recording too, so you guys can build your businesses together. All right, you guys, thanks so much, Jessica, and we'll see you guys later. Bye.